Good morning, everybody. Hello! Happy Sunday. I hope all of you guys are doing well. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Dustin, and this channel, Modern Metaphysicae, is about all things occult and esoteric, with a very heavy lean on the tarot. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. Today, we're going to do another episode of upcoming and new releases in tarot and occult books. So we're going to check out some of the things that have caught my eye, caught my attention, that I may or may not have probably have pre-ordered already, and that I just wanted to share with all of you guys. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody has some coffee or a beverage of some kind to sip on. I clearly need more coffee. This is my first coffee of the day. I need all of the coffee. Hello, everybody coming in. I hope you guys are doing well. Hello. Oh yeah. So just a quick little housekeeping thing. We have hit 2 years with the membership program live, which is crazy to me. The fact that it's two years, 2 years is nuts. So thank you to everyone who's been here from the start. There's a handful of you guys who have hit the 2 year mark, and I really super appreciate you guys so very much. You guys are amazing. Also, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been a part of Scholar Metaphysicae in any capacity, whether it was for a month or a few months here or there. I do really appreciate it. If you're wondering what we're talking about, it is the YouTube membership, the channel membership program, which we call Scholar Metaphysicae. If you click the, I think it's the join button on the live stream, it should pop up a little window that'll tell you what the different tiers are and stuff like that. But you get all kinds of cool perks and benefits when you join. There's 3 different tiers. The first tier is basically you get access to our community Discord server, where you get to chat with all of your favorite friends who are in chat now, as well as behind the scene. I post all kinds of weird random, like if you want to see what I eat or where I'm going, or just random stuff that I'm interested in, my random musings and thoughts, I'm usually posting in there. Oh no, backyard, you're a month away. Next month, you'll hit next month. So yeah, you get a little badge next to your name. You get access to all of the cool emojis that you see people use in chat, and you can also use those in comments, by the way. So like the Thoth emoji and the coffee bean emoji, I'll put that one in chat. It's my favorite one. So you get access to those at the first tier. The second tier gives you monthly tarot readings, which I do every month. I do elementally based like zodiacal horoscope tarot readings, if that makes sense. So if you're interested in that, the second tier is what you want for that one. And that's, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of that. That's what this looks like. And you can find all this on the members page. So each month you'll get 4 videos, one for each element, and you can go through and watch them. And I always encourage people to watch them for all of their signs. So for their rising sign and their moon sign, as well as their star sign. So that kind of fun stuff. And then if you subscribe at the highest tier, the Adeptus tier, oh, and you also get these like written little horoscopes that I do. And then if you subscribe at the highest tier, then you get access to these kind of monthly tarot spreadsheets that I do. So I give like a little focus for the month, as well as like 2 tarot spreads that correspond with the full and the new moon. And I do, they change every month and I design them. And you can also find a printable PDF version on Discord. So, or you can email me. I have a few people who just aren't Discord people, and so they email me for their copy of it, which is that's fine too. So if you're interested in any of that cool stuff, check it out. It's a great way to just kind of support the channel, all that fun stuff. And yeah. So that's that. That's a little housekeeping. So yeah, thank you. A huge thank you to everyone who has been a part of Scholar Metaphysicae. Oh, also, I forgot the best perk of it all. How can I forget the best perk of all? All tiers. So you always get the whatever tier you subscribe at, you get all the benefits from the tiers below. And then everybody also at the first tier or higher, you get access to our monthly book club. So every quarter ish, depends on how big the book is, we read a different book, and we hang out in Discord once a month, and we talk about the book, and we talk about tarot and all that fun stuff. Currently we're reading the Robert M. Place, The Tarot, Magic, Alchemy, Hermeticism, and Neoplatonism. Super fun. We always have really great discussions. I always tell people to kind of carve out an hour for it, but they usually end up going for like a couple hours. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So study hall is super fun. Hello. So yeah, that I can't believe we're at 2 years, you guys. So yeah, big thank you to everyone who has been a part of the channel and the community. The community here is honestly why I is still around. To be perfectly honest, if it wasn't for you guys, this channel would have gone bye-bye a long time ago. So I appreciate all of you so very much. So that is that in terms of, yeah, 2 years. That's crazy. Lexi always likes I have, so for those of you who are unaware, I have ADHD, and one of my biggest ADHD symptoms is time blindness. That's why, like, towards the end of every stream, I'm always like, what time is it? What time is it? Because I'm notorious for time. Oh, thank you for joining, Chris. Welcome. I'm notorious for losing track of time. And I will say that she is on point always about reminding me about like anniversaries and like things like that. And I appreciate it so much because like time blindness for me is such a crazy thing. It's a very real thing. And sometimes like a whole day will go by and I won't even realize it. It's not fun sometimes. Sometimes it's really good though. um hello, hi Aquarius. So yeah, okay, enough about that, enough of the housekeeping stuff. Let's see, let move my phone, my desk is a disaster right now. So upcoming and new releases, you guys. Wow, wow, Chris. Well, let me say welcome. I appreciate you. Come hang out in Discord, Chris. Come hang out in Discord. If you need help setting it up, you know where to find me. You can message me on Facebook or shoot me an email or whatever. So yeah, upcoming and new releases. There's a lot of things coming out, you guys, that I'm really excited about. There's some cool stuff. This is a book light episode, which is a little interesting. There are not a lot of books coming out that I'm like super duper excited for, but there are some decks that I am very hyped for. So if you're interested in checking out or pre-ordering any of the things that I share with you guys today, there are links in the description box down below. Down there you'll find links to my social media where you can reach out and connect to me, as well as a link to my personal website where you can book a tarot reading with yours truly. So if you've ever wanted a tarot reading from me, the link's down there. I offer all kinds of different tarot readings if you haven't checked it out. There's also a blog. I don't ever really talk about my blog. I haven't posted on it in a little while. I need to get back to that. But there's a blog where I've posted all kinds of cool tarot-related astrology. I've posted about herbalism. I've posted about crystals. There's all kinds of stuff on there. So go check it out. Hi, Bunny Kisses. Hello. I just hid my wallet. You're so funny. Again, go check out all the stuff in the doobly doo. If you're interested in any of the things I share today, you can find it. It should be down there. And then as we're going along too, if you guys have stuff that you are excited about, save it till the end. I'll ask people for questions, and if there's anything they want to share that they're really excited about, and we'll check out some of your guys's things that you're super hyped for. So yeah, let us let us commence the festivities, the window shopping, as I like to say. I gotta find the window though. The window with all the window shopping. Okay. So, oh, and as always, guys, if you have questions or comments or anything in live chat that you want me to see or read, I have like coffee hiccups. Do at Modern Metaphysicae. It'll highlight it nice and bright on the screen for me, or you can put it in like all caps. But if I do miss it, feel free to keep reposting it. The mods won't get upset or anything. So sometimes I do miss chat. All right. So we're gonna start off with books, as always. This first one, I actually have a copy of it. My pre-order just arrived, and that is Practical Magic by Mitch Horowitz. So this book, I'm really actually quite excited for. So I'm gonna switch over here to the screen so you guys can get a little look-see here. But I'm going to read the little blurb here because I think it's really good. Drawing upon ancient Hermetic Renaissance era and modern sources, Mitch dissects the building blocks of magic and provides formulas of immediacy, simplicity, and potency. He also surveys the history of magic from deepest antiquity through the work of a modernist intellect, ranging from Newton and some person's name that I can't read. Schopenhauer, I think. Oppenhauer? I don't know. And to Crowley and Spar, finding connections to current studies in physical research, quantum theory, and perceptual based reality. So the one thing that I've always really liked about Mitch's perspective is that, and it's something I've talked about on the channel a few times before, is that science and religion are a part of the same spectrum, right? If we were to draw a line at the two polar opposites of this imaginary line that I'm holding with my fingers is science and religion, and they're both trying to answer the same question. That's why they're on the same line, right? Who are we? Why are we here? Whatever the question, what is the answer to the life, universe, and everything? It's 42. We know this if you've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? But science and religion are on the same line. And it's always fascinated me when there is a blurring or a meeting of the two. Usually it's not good. Usually people die when that happens historically. But today, in today's day and age, there's a lot of really interesting research being done that is supporting a lot of long-standing metaphysical practices and beliefs, which is really fascinating. And Mitch likes to kind of delve into that, which is what is really interesting to me about this book. So yeah, readers receive let me try this again. Readers receive to the point instruction in sex transmutation, sigil work, tarot, backwards causation, the power of silence, tilting the scales of luck, magical environments, and quote, spontaneous deity petition. Mitch shows how to maximize your practice and not overlook the results when they arrive, a common malady. And yeah, so he's a really fascinating character to me. He was a part of the Cabellion documentary that I featured a year ago. If you haven't watched that, by the way, it's really good. It's very artistic and I love it. But yeah, seems really cool. So this just dropped. Go check it out. Mitch is a fascinating character. He's been around for quite some time. If you've watched any of the conspiracy shows on is there a picture of him on the History Channel? He does offer commentary every once in a while. But yeah, good stuff. All right, so there is that Practical Magic. So there's that. Next up, we have Black Letterpress. This is the Hieroglyphica. So it's a captivating late antique gem that embodies the twilight of Mediterranean paganism and hieratic philosophy. So this book this book's been around in translation a couple of times, and most of the translations are regarded to be kind of poopy. Um, I think it even says it here. Yeah. So, however, until recently, its legacy was muddled by errors in dating, authorship, and interpretation, and its significance was diminished by biased commentary. The scholarship itself demanded a bold reckoning, entangled as it is with, and it's been a lot of it is like colonialism and stuff like that. So this is a new English translation directly from the original Greek text, which is the thing that struck me as really interesting. And that's the one thing that I really like that Scarlet Imprint has been doing, is that they keep going to these books that have been in translation multiple times, or been floating around, and have obviously had lenses of perspective. I mean, anytime you translate anything, right, it is being filtered through someone who is choosing what it says, right? So there is always going to be that caveat. And so yeah, this one looks particularly interesting. I love the cover design. Black Letter Press always does an amazing job with the covers. And this one, of course, being in that sphere of Hermeticism, right? I definitely will be picking this one up, right? In this full-length scholarly study, the author, I'm not going to pronounce this author's name, I don't want to butcher it, has unearthed 3 groundbreaking insights that reshape our grasp on the Hieroglyphica. Compelling evidence points to its roots in an oral tradition, likely penned by a student of Horapollon, a vivid blend of Alexandrian Syncretism, Greek Neoplatonism, Hermetic currents, and traces of late antique alchemical hermeneutics woven between its lines. Her, that's a word I am not familiar with, actually. I just realized that. So yeah. Doesn't this cover look great though? Look at this cover. So is this one of their oversized versions? It measures 140 by 215 millimeters and has 500 pages. I don't think so. Seems like it's a pretty standard size. So yeah. The branch of knowledge that deals with interpretation, especially of the Bible. Oh, okay. I want to know how to pronounce it though. I'm gonna have to Google that later. That's a new term for me. Okay, so there is that one. Next up, we have Troy books. Who, you guys, we know I love some Troy books. The Magical Ritual of the Sanctum Regnum, by Eliphas Levi or Levi. Well, I go by Levi. That's how I was taught to pronounce his name. I've had some people challenge me in comment sections before. This has been around for a while as well. Unveiled for the first time in English. I don't think that's true. I feel like that's not true. I feel like it has been in English before. I'll have to look into that though. But the Magical Ritual of the Sanctum Regnum presents an extraordinary, previously unpublished manuscript by the legendary occultist Levi, whose profound influence shaped the course of Western esotericism. He's a kind of a pivotal cornerstone on the tarot and things like that. A profound key to the mysteries of the tarot and the secret traditions of Hermetic thought, this volume is an essential addition to any occult library, a treasure for the initiate or curious seeker alike. So this definitely is right up my alley, right? Hermeticism, tarot, all that fun stuff. So I already pre-ordered this through and through. So very excited for this one. It looks great. As always with Troy books, you get a few different options. So there is the they always start with the special edition hardcover pre-order, which is usually faux leather or faux cloth. And then they go to a dust jacketed hardback edition, which is not my favorite. It's like one of those, how do I explain it? Do I have one of those around? It's like one of the really bad hardcovers. I don't like them. I have a couple of them just because I missed the special editions and they're not my favorite. And then of course you get a paperback edition. So, very excited for this one. I feel like, there's another translation of this floating around though. But maybe there was a book floating around called The Magical Ritual of the Sanctum Regnum, interpreted by the Tarot Trumps, that I read some time ago, and I can't remember. But if I find it, I'll have to share it with everyone. Okay, so there's that. So, we covered that. We covered this. Okay, so next up we have a book from Llewellyn, which there's been very few books from Llewellyn that have struck my fancy of late. But this one definitely struck my fancy. So this is a book called Etheric Magic. This is by Ike Baker. And he's written a couple books. He's self-published a couple books that I'm familiar with. And this is basically a magical system. And I'm kind of really interested when people put together like their own kind of magical systems, like a rule book per se, like a hermetic kind of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn kind of style system, like Quaria, right? There's a few of them floating around now. But this one is of particularly in particular interest to me, right? So Benabel actually is the praise front runner here. Benabel says meticulously researched, which is high praise coming from Benabel, I will say that. Baker's system of magical praxis stands on the shoulders of ancient wisdom, integrating Hermetic, Kabbalistic, Vedic, and Taoist principles. This will become your indispensable handbook of exercises, an outstanding, comprehensive monograph that I cannot praise highly enough. So yeah, it looks really good. It looks really interesting. It is a step-by-step, basically, praxis on the history, theory, and practice of etheric magic, leaving no question or topic unexplored. It prints not only historical evidence of, so this is specifically to do with the idea of aether, right? And surrounding magic surrounding that concept, by the way, for those who may, if you're not following. So it has a bunch of exercises, rituals, breath work, visualizations, and more pertaining to energy and healing practices and things like that. So yeah, it looks really interesting. Energy manipulation and energy magic is probably some of the very first stuff I ever remember kind of really dabbling with when I was a baby occultist way back in the 90s. And so anything having to do with that always kind of piques my curiosity because it's something that was always fascinating to me. Being someone who is highly empathic and who can feel people's energy and is very sensitive to energy, electromagnetic energy, things like that. Like, there is nothing more quiet than when the power goes out where I live, because I live in a very rural area. It's like a 5-minute walk, not even. It's like 2 city blocks to my nearest neighbor. And so when the power goes out, it is silent, right? And I could be sitting alone in my room with everything shut off, right? And reading a book or something. And if the power goes out, just the amount of noise that we live with from, the computer running and the refrigerator running and all that kind of stuff, And you can feel it, right? And I still remember as a kid recognizing and realizing that, and that's what kind of led me down the rabbit hole of investigating energy and like occult practices surrounding energy manipulation, energy healing, etc. So yeah. Dustin is there. Yeah, it's my life path card, so it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Um so yeah. Go check that one out. It looks really, really good. Okay. So that is it as far as books go. Um uh-oh. What happened here? Oh, I have to refresh the page. Okay. Everything else still good? Yeah. So we're gonna dive into tarot. I'm gonna make sure I haven't missed anything in chat. Did I miss anything? Yeah, they do. Every once in a while. It seems kind of rare and far between for me these days though. Which is funny because Llewellyn used to be like I grew up on Llewellyn books in the 90s, right? Like they were the go-to. So yeah. I have enough. Listen, when you're a book person, that's how it goes. Like whether you're a fiction reader or a nonfiction reader, when you're a book person, you always have a plethora of books to read. Although I've read most this whole shelf I've read. Um, there is a few in here in the Tolkien section I've not like read cover to cover because they're like more reference style books. But for the most part, this shelf, this shelf, this shelf, and this shelf I've all read. But yeah, sometimes it's there's a few in here that I haven't that I've just picked up, but yeah, it's what it be like. um all right. So let's dive into tarot. The first deck I wanted to highlight for you guys is a Llewellyn deck. This actually, I think it's is it a Llewellyn deck or is it a? It is a Lo Scarabeo. It's Lo Scarabeo being distributed by Llewellyn. So I stand corrected. It is not a Llewellyn deck. It is a Lo Scarabeo deck, which means it's going to have decent card stock, which is good. um, so that is the Whispers of Time Tarot. This looks really beautiful. Like the artwork looks very nice. I like the artwork. It's obviously right up my aesthetic. It looks like it's going to come in one of those two-piece matchbox style boxes, which I really enjoy. The backs are gorgeous. Um, and the artwork just looks stunning. So look at this. Oh my gosh, this artwork card is so good. Wow. It's so good. This deck I'm so excited for this deck. It's going to be a little while before this comes out. I think this doesn't hit stores until the fall, if I remember correctly. But I was so excited when I saw this one. I had to share it on today's episode because it looks so good. So go check this one out, pre-order it. Again, links are in the description box. Whispers of Time Tarot. The next one we have is I think it's the Baddeley Tarot. This excuse me, is like an ancient I think they're using like old what's the word I'm looking for? They're using like old manuscript art, but I think it's been redrawn. So they're kind of referencing old things, but in a new way. I'm very excited for this because obviously this art style is right up my alley, like 110%, right? I don't like the choice of the borders. I will say that if anyone is watching, right? Um, I don't like the borders. They're not great. But they're done in a way. So the backs are lovely. Here are the backs, by the way. Lovely backs. But it looks like it's done in a way that if you wanted to, it would be very easy to just hack them off. Like I don't know what it is lately with like so and the thing that kind of drives me nuts, right, is that the borders here are repeating information that's already in the art. Let me okay, hold on. Who is this? I might actually write an email about this. Okay, so this is Blue Angel, and Blue Angel keeps doing this because they did the Feather Tarot, right? I might have to write them a nasty gram because this is such a pet peeve of mine. So look, um, the information, right, that the border is providing is already on the card, right? So you have the baton at the top, right? Which is on the card. You have the club symbol at the top of the stabs, which I think is a really great reference, right? And then it says 3 of batons. There are 3 wands, right? There's no question about that this is the 3 of wands, right? Same, here we have the Queen of Coins, right? Obviously, it's a court card. She's holding a giant coin, Queen of Coins, right? And you have the coin symbol on the top left, right? Like how I don't understand how this is hard. Knight of Cups. Obviously, he's a knight and he's holding a giant cup. Why do we need to be told this again? There is the cup symbol in the top right of the card, and it's clearly a knight. Like, why? Why would we put these extra ugly borders repeating the same information that is on the art? It just drives me nuts. Blue Angel, Llewellyn, if you guys are watching, get rid of these borders. They are ugly as they're so bad. And I will still buy this deck because the artwork is gorgeous. And if these borders are on it, I will hack them off and I will do a review and I will rip them a new one for these borders because they're garbage. Just like this, the Major Arcana, the Tower card, right? You have the Tower titled in the card in English, by the way, as well as the Roman numeral at the bottom of the card. Like, why are we repeating information that's already on the card? Just give us more square cards. That's fine. No one dislikes square cards. I don't know why they're doing this. But the artwork looks amazing. And that is the reason why I will be grabbing this, right? Look at that Fool card. He is cool. I love that his little his little sack stick is a key. Isn't that cool? I thought that was so cool. I will buy these regardless of if they have the border or not. If they have the border, do I have my scissors near me? They will be getting chopped. Because the artwork itself is exceptionally good. Yeah, I don't know. But they did this with the Feather Tarot too, and I hacked the borders off of that because those were crap too, with really terrible keywords. Blue Angel, come on. Llewellyn, what are you guys doing? You know better. Who makes these decisions? Like, legitimately, let me rant a little harder here. If you were at Blue Angel, Llewellyn, or well, Loscaria doesn't really do it, but if you're at Blue Angel or Llewellyn and you're the one in charge of deciding whether or not that you think that's good, I would love to have a conversation with you. It doesn't even have to be on the channel. Call me up. Let's talk about this because I need to know. Yeah, the medieval feathers deck. That's correct. Early ritual. I would like to know what goes through your mind to say, yes, let's put these big hitty borders on it that repeats information that's already on the artwork of the cards, and think that that's a good idea. Call me up. Let me know. Send me an email. Down in the description box. We'll find some time because I think you would have higher sales, which is what they're after, right? I mean, let's be honest. Blue Angel, Llewellyn, they're companies and they're there for money, right? They're here to make money off of people like us. Stop with these ugly ass borders. Yeah, a lot of people fall into this boat. I bought it and hacked off the borders. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, enough of that little rant. Let's move on to some Kickstarters. This first one looks really good, you guys. So this is the Stormcloud Oracle, a beautifully illustrated a beautifully illustrated deck of Gothic I was like reading ahead of myself and got to the Gothic part and like combined the words. A beautifully illustrated deck of Gothic symbolism and quote bad omens for everyday guidance and cosmic wisdom. So this one was really interesting to me because of the focus on the negative side of things. We have so many oracle decks that are all about love and light and all of this stuff. And that's not the reality of the world or the universe that we live in, right? The whole universe we live in is a balance of light and dark. You cannot have light without dark. You cannot have darkness without light. They're inextricably connected, just like yin and yang, that they're always there. And so to finally have a deck that's kind of more focused on the negative side of things was really interesting to me. Um, I love the backs, which are this like eye cloud with thunderbolts and rain and stuff like that. But basically, this is about looking at kind of bad omens or bad signs and pulling something positive out of it, right? Which I think is really really cool. The artwork looks great. I love me some of that old uh, illustration kind of engraved style artwork. Um, it looks really really cool. I would love to see more of the cards. It seems like we're going to get that via updates, I think. Um, yeah, here's another card. So it looks like there's some stuff coming. This is their first. So this is what I would consider a risky back. For me now to this day, I still have never not received a deck. There is one deck that has been in some weird shits happening with it, that I'm not convinced I'm going to get at this point. But to this day, of the hundreds of Kickstarters I've backed, I've never not gotten my stuff. This one is a little bit more risky. Obviously, you don't have the whole set of cards. However, there's 30 days on the campaign, and they're going to keep posting stuff. It is fully funded. This is their first campaign, which is why I say it's a little bit on the risky side, right? But it looks really good, right? It looks authentic and things like that. The artist, this is their Instagram, I'm assuming. I actually haven't checked that out. But yeah, it looks cool. It looks really, really cool. So I'm very interested in this one. Um, Lexi, please, you're killing me. You're killing me. um yeah, so that's the risk with this one, right? Is that a lot of the artwork isn't done, but it seems like a lot of it is going to be coming in kind of the next chunk of time as this Kickstarter goes on. Let me pull up their Instagram here and see if the artist is pulling um is posting some stuff about it. I love this artist's work. Um, but yeah, it looks really cool. So this one I backed. We'll see how it goes. It's not super expensive either, which is good. It's a really good price point. So the Stormcloud Oracle, go check it out. Um, let's see. Did I open it twice? I did. Okay. So next up we have the Symbolica Tarot. This one caught my eye because of the color palette, honestly. Um, I love me some blue and gold. This is a very traditional Rider-Waite-Smith interpreted style deck. Um, it has like a foiling treatment used on the cards, which I think is really cool. As you can see, it has some of the zodiacal information on the cards as well, which I love. I think that's really cool touch. It seems pretty straightforward. But yeah, I kind of really love the simplicity of the design of this. Um, very interested in this one. I love the color palette. This one was strictly based on color palette. I think the thing that really struck me with this is the distillation of the cards themselves. So obviously they've pulled a lot of the figures out of the cards, right? So you kind of have a deeper focus on the symbols, which I think is really interesting. Obviously there's no like figures in the courts and things like that. I do think it's interesting though that they left the baby on the sun card, and that they left the devil on the devil card. That is interesting. That just struck me as I was looking at these. But it looks really cool. Very different. I don't have a deck like this, so yeah, we'll be picking this one up. The frames in the borders. I like the frames in the borders. I like that. That is so, for me, this is a great example of a border serving a purpose, right? This kind of frame, and in these little frames are the zodiacal information. So as you can see up here at top, there's a little there's the little zodiac signs, right? So I think this serves the art. This is not, this is a part, the frame and the border itself is a part of the art, in my opinion. And I think it's really well done. It's not just like a there to hold the art. It's a part of the art, which I really like. So yeah, check this one out. Looks really cool. Symbolica Tarot, a glittering deck that reimagines the traditional tarot symbolism with pure icons and gold and silver for deeper intuitive and mystical insight. All right. Next up, we have Via and Pax Tarot, your path to clarity and peace. So this is a double tarot deck. 15 days to go. This is their first project, but they have backed a number of them, so that kind of gave me peace and clarity. The deck looks, first of all, it's beautiful. So they did use, this deck did use AI to generate like sketches, but this creator is a digital artist, as you can see here, and went in and highly manipulated and drew and messed with the art and stuff like that, drew over it. So, you know, AI being this hot button topic, just want to disclose that. I don't care. I think that's the perfect use for AI. I fully support that. My own personal opinion. So yeah, it looks really cool. So you get like you get a tarot deck, but then you also get a deck that has like personal reflections and stuff like that, and you can use for like journal prompts and things like that. But I love the artwork. I think the artwork is beautiful. It's right up my alley. Yeah, look at that. Oh god, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So this one just looks really well done. And yeah, I think you can back them individually, right? Yeah, so you can just back each so if you just want like the regular tarot deck, and there is a guidebook, you can back that. You can back just the Via Tarot, right? Which has the card, a little like phrase or something, and then it has like the interpretation and kind of a reflection thing on it, prompt kind of thing. There's also like a nice little like ritual box, which looks really cool. So there's that. There's lots of different ways to back this, both affordably and on the expensive side. So there's a cool little like tarot cheat sheet. She's built some really cool stuff into this project. So stretch goals, which I think a lot of, yeah, so the guidebook's unlocked, premium tech boxes unlocked. It looks like there's 3 silk cloths. I don't know if those are going to be actual silk. These things, I will say this, like, creators, if you're going to give us like plastic cloths, because that's what they are, they're plastic, they're often nylon, no thanks. Just make the deck better. I don't need any more cloths. I don't know what the obsession with cloths is. I don't need any more though. But yeah, looks really beautiful. Very excited for this one. So go check this one out. The Pax and Via Tarot, or the Via Pax Tarot. And then last, but certainly not least, is the one that I am probably the most excited for, and that is the Olympus Oracle deck. Look at Hermes here in all his glory. It's so good. The Greek pantheon and um everything surrounding it has been a large part of my own personal practice for a very long time. I still remember way back when I was a baby occultist, and of course back then you didn't have access to the information that there is today. But I still remember like going on to like Yahoo and like Ask Jeeves. Does anybody remember Ask Jeeves? Are you old? Raise your hand in chat if you're old enough to remember Ask Jeeves. um, I still remember like Googling like god like pantheons of gods to like learn about them and stuff like myth like that was always one thing I really loved doing, but not on Google because Google didn't exist. um Yeah, there's a few people in chat that remember it. Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so I remember going on and looking at that stuff. So this caught this little piece of art here caught my attention. And then I started looking at the deck and I was blown away. So the deck is an oracle deck and it's broken down into kind of like suits, like a tarot deck, which I kind of liked. So you have basically the Olympian gods, you have the Titans and primordial gods, you have heroes and demigods, you have mythological creatures and beings, which I thought was really cool. You have mythical places, then you have mythical objects and symbols. And last but certainly not least, you have abstract concepts or personifications, right? So this looked really cool. And then I realized that they were doing something else, which was really cool, which was giving you the option of what style of the deck you could pick from. So these 4 editions are each being produced. And they each are a little bit different. So you have the light and the dark editions, and then you have like a bordered and a non-bordered. And so I'm going, for those of you who are wondering, I'm going for the dark art edition. That's my personal favorite. But I just loved the concept of this. I thought it was really a really unique thing. And I don't know how they're gonna like from a logistics standpoint, like that's really interesting to me. Like, how are you gonna do this and pull this off? But it is, and the thing that was interesting too is that they didn't ask which one, but I'm assuming when they send out surveys, that's when they're going to collect that data. So the editions are really cool. I kind of want one of each, to be perfectly honest. Like, the artwork is stunning. There's the guidebook also looks fantastic. Look at this guidebook. This is like all my aesthetic. Here's the tuck box. And then you can also get prints, which I may have to get me a Hermes print. I'm just saying, because it looks that good. Again, like the last deck, this deck did use AI as kind of a foundation, and then of course the artist went in and heavily manipulated and drew on top of and all that kind of stuff. So if that's not for you, that's fine. Don't care. So yeah, this looks so good though. Doesn't look the Labyrinth of Crete, the Oracle of Delphi, Elysium. Oh, so pretty. Olympus, of course. The Phoenix card looks gorgeous. Look at Cerberus. Oh, goodness. A Medusa. It just looks so well done. So this definitely stands out. And this is the kind of deck. The thing that I really like about this is that each card has like a set of keywords. So it's not just like, oh, like, Hermes, let's go look at the Hermes one because we can see. So Hermes keywords are communication, commerce, and travel, right? Which makes sense. He's the god of those. But yeah, this looks really, really cool. The artwork is just so good. Look at Aries. Dionysus looking like a stud. Look Looks so good. Look at Kronos. He looks nuts, which I love. I love the fact that Kronos looks like a little crazy. Um yeah, it just looks so well done. Very well thought out, very meticulous. Um Good old Perseus with Medusa's head. The Dark Edition is really good, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Tom. It's really good. It's really good. Oh man, I'm really excited for this one. Like I literally spent probably an hour last night just kind of like looking at these and kind of imagining using it and yeah, very cool stuff. Very excited for this one. So that is the Olympus Oracle deck. And that, you guys, as they say, is that. Those are all the things I had to share with you guys. So those are all the kind of upcoming new release things. I will say everything, this does not happen that often in the history of me doing this series. Everything that I showed today, I have backed or pre-ordered. Usually I'll share around 10 or 11 things, maybe 12, an episode. I try not to go over 12 because then the episodes get a little long. And usually out of that, there's one or two books I pre-ordered, and usually a couple of the tarot decks. This one, the whole list I got. I know. Tell me about it. Oh man, I'm so excited for all of these things. So anyways, now is the time. If you guys have questions for me, throw them in chat. If there's something you're really excited for, toss it in chat. We'll try and take a look at it. But yeah, there's some cool stuff coming out. I'm really excited about that. So there's some pretty things. Did I get the no, I did not get the ritual box. I got the double deck. So each one of each deck. Did I get my discovery ship notice? No, I have not gotten that yet. Some rock pool decks that you're looking for. Like what? Like what? Which ones? I don't remember. Did I look at? It's hard for me to remember all of the all of the publishers to look at. Let's look at Rockpool here. New seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot. Interesting. The Mythos Tarot. Yeah, no, not really. I don't know. The thing about Rockpool is I don't always jive with their art. The Folklore Oracle looks good. Here, let me pull this up for people to look at. This looks interesting. Mystic Psyche Tarot. Oh, I kind of like that. That's lovely. I do like the borders. Interestingly. Oh, they're different for each suit. I kind of dig that. This almost looks like oil pastel. I wonder what this was done in. Celtic surreal Art Nouveau style artwork. This looks cool. What else they got coming out? See this meh. It's just like the problem I have with this kind of thing is it's just so stereotypical. Nothing else is really catching my attention, and that's stuff that's already out. Here, First Tarot, which is like a weird RWS color shift. Ritual Earth Oracle. Yeah, see, this art style is not for me. That's a pass. Yeah. Let's see here. Stunning Tarot is next month. So I heard, please feel free to confirm this. I have not seen this myself, but my understanding is that Yanasa Yas will not be shipping her newest edition to the US. So if you're in the US, might be hard to get your hands on because of all of the things. We don't need to get into all of the things. I that's not this is not the time or the place, but my understanding is she's not shipping to the US, which is really unfortunate. Um she mentioned it on her Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. I've not seen it, so I always like to add the caveat. Because then people are like, oh, Dustin said. I'm like, oh no. This is just what I've heard. Go confirm amongst yourselves. Anything else anyone's really excited for? Let me look here. Did you get your? Oh no, we talked about that. Yeah, the Season of the Witch stuff. I don't know, like the art style. I love the concept of the Season of the Witch stuff, but the art style for me is just not there, which is okay. That's okay. Not for me. Do I have the Galactic Tarot? I don't think so. Let me double check. I'm a visual person. Are you talking about the Hay House one? The Galactic Star Tarot? Is this the deck you're talking about? I do not have this. If this is the one you're talking about, Aquarius Tarot. No, I do not have this. This is definitely not my style. Yeah, no. No interest in this deck. 4 days ago. Okay. Everybody's here, yeah. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, some things change, and she'll ship to the US. So also I did there's quite a few creators floating around talking about inability to ship and serve the US, so that is unfortunate. Um Tell Me You Love Me Oracle from Miss Moonlight. Tell Me You Love Me Oracle. Let's look. Um, hmm. I dig the like collagey vintage style. Um, but yeah, probably not anything I'll get. That's cool. I like the artwork. Seems like a very feminine deck, which is fine, but not for me. I typically lean away from all kind of women decks. Being a dude, that's the only reason I like to see myself and stuff. Um, yeah, Bohemian Caps from the pre-orders for that go up in May, right? Bunny Kisses, if I remember correctly. May 5th, I want to say. I have a reminder on my phone. I'd have to go look. Um, yeah. Rockpool very rarely catches my attention. There's usually not a whole lot from Rockpool that strikes my fancy, which is fine. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, May. I'm very curious to see um what they do after that. Uh because yeah. Yeah, US Games always has some good stuff. I don't think there was anything that really struck me in their new section this time. Yeah, no. Everything that is in here I've already talked about. I am excited for the Divine Masculine Healing Oracle. We talked about the Tempest Tarot going mass market with them. Cat Mythos and Magical Oracle I've mentioned. The Alchemist Oracle I've mentioned. Um, Everything else seems kind of meh. So Black Ritual I've shown on the channel now. In fact, I think it's sitting around here somewhere. It's right. Yeah, it's right here. So cool stuff. All right, friends. Well, if you can think of anything else you're super excited for or want to share something you're super excited for and you're watching this on replay, leave a comment down in the comment section down below. For those of you who are watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really does help the channel and the community to grow. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to all my friends and members in the channel membership program Scholar Metaphysicae. I really appreciate each and every one of you so very much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. And yeah, we'll see you guys back around Discord or back around YouTube. And remember, everyone out there is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So be kind to one another, okay? Bye, everybody.